Without a word, the beautiful woman reached into her coat and produced a weathered poster. With a flick of her wrist, she unfurled it and thrust it toward Buggy. His heart skipped a beat as he saw the image displayed upon it. It read, "Search for," in bold letters, accompanied by a colorful drawing of a familiar face who he had previously seen before. He wore a crimson vest with a scar etched beneath his left eye, and to top it off, he was crowned by a weathered straw hat. Buggy's breath caught in his throat as he stared at the poster, his mind racing with a flurry of emotions. The woman's objective was obviously clear. She wants to find Monkey D. Luffy. One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 53, Shabagashira number 1. With his arms crossed, Don Krieg stood on the deck of his broken ship. "Well, that was a bit of a nuisance, but it's nothing," he declared. "We were originally planning on abandoning this ship anyways, so who cares if it's been destroyed?" He then focused his attention to the vessel nearby to his men. "Look at that goofy-looking ship. If we have that boat, we needn't fear Evan the Grand Line anymore. Having that ship will be more effective than hanging a white flag or pretending to be Marines," he explained. "It'll lower the enemy's guards and we'll be able to sneak closer to enemy ships than ever before. It'll be the perfect disguise for us." "I see," one of his crewmates pondered. "Nobody would ever suspect that they'd be pirates lying in wait on such a stupid-looking ship like that." The captain agreed, looking menacingly at the ship. "This era is teeming with pirates on every ocean. Rebuilding our pirate fleet will be a piece of cake." But doubt crept in as one of his men questioned, But Don, when we go back to the Grand Line, what if we were to come across another monster like that Hawkeye's?" Before he could finish his sentence, Krieg silenced him and shot him dead with his gun. The crew gasped in horror as their comrade fell. "You're still afraid of that bastard?" Krieg roared. "Do you really think a normal person can just cut down a gigantic galleon?" His words hung heavy in the air as his crew stood frozen in fear. What do you mean by that, Don?" they stammered. But Krieg paid them no heed. "Isn't it obvious that he's got some strange power from a devil fruit?" he pressed. The Admiral then clenched his fist and explained, "Devil fruit users, who we've only heard of in legends and in hearsay. The Grand Line is full of them. There's no doubt that the hawk-eyed man used some strange power when cutting our ship. Even that straw hat-wearing punk there with his weird ability is just another run-of-the-mill pirate in the Grand Line. But Red-Leg Zeph spent an entire year sailing in the Grand Line, meaning he must have found some method to deal with those monsters. And that method's written down in his travel log for sure. There might even be information on the One Piece in his log as well." His revelation sparked a fire within his crew. As expected from our Don Krieg. So that's how it was. All we gotta do is get our hands on that log, and all the treasures of this world are ours for the taking. "All right, you bastards, let's take over that restaurant. Yeah!" Luffy's eyes widened with excitement. "Wow! They're all fired up to fight, too," he exclaimed, as the pirate turned his gaze toward Zeph. "Hey, old man, it's a promise, right?" "You don't have to ask me twice," the head chef replied. "My restaurant would become a wreck if I let you work here for a full year anyways." Looking around the area, Sanji scanned the deck. "Where's Patty and Karn?" "They're busy with the battle preparations," one of the cooks replied. "Those guys sure are reliable in times like these." "Only in times like these. You better go to the control room and open up the fins," Sanji commanded. "What? You sure? That'll give our enemy a foothold. Doesn't matter. Sanji's eyes took on a steely glint as he pivoted towards Zeph. The geezer won't shut up if we fight inside the restaurant. You say something, brat? Zeph challenged. Yeah, I said you won't shut up, Sanji shot back, while the cook sprinted to the control room. On it right away! With a thunderous roar, the Krieg pirates charged at the restaurant. Hand that ship to us, you pathetic cooks! Let's get things started, Luffy declared, his voice ringing out above the chaos. Gripping the guardrail tightly, he stretched his muscles back, proclaiming, Gomu! Gomu, no! Rocket! With a mighty leap, Luffy soared towards the oncoming pirates. He's flying right towards us! The pirates exclaimed with shock, but Luffy was too quick for them as he vastly approached them in the air. Followed by Scythe! Extending his arms wide open, Luffy bulldozed the pirates head-on upon impact, forcing them to crash against the open sea. That errand boy ain't bad, the cooks praised, while Sanji just watched in awe. So the Grand Line is teeming with guys like him? Luffy then tightly latched himself onto one of the galleon's sturdy wooden masts. With an annoyed face, he turned to the Admiral and said, I'll send those ungrateful crooks like you flying. But Krieg laughed at his expense. Planning on fighting here where you can't even stand properly? I've heard that devil fruit users are weak against the sea. Is that right, Hammer Boy? I can't swim, but in return I can stretch, Luffy retorted. Before the confrontation could escalate further, Patty and Karn stormed onto the scene, their voices booming with authority. Take off, Baraty's naval weapon, Shabagashira No. 1. If you don't want it to die, then get the hell out of our way. As the floating restaurant detached itself from its moorings, a surreal transformation occurred. The fish head at the forefront of the establishment unfurled from the vessel, unveiling a white carp paddle boat adorned with crimson, red fins which concealed 2 cannons within its wide-open jaws. Luffy could hardly contain his excitement. Damn, that's so cool! The restaurant's head is moving? What? Krieg's men watched in disbelief. What the hell is that? As they both paddled, the 2 cooks engaged in a heated exchange. Hey, pedal properly! No, you pedal faster, Patty retorted, as Karn shot back. I'm already pedaling. You're the one who has to pedal faster if we want to turn left. The cooks went at it. Yeah, I know, dumbass. Just shut the hell up, you bald-headed freak. As the paddle boat rotated towards Krieg's men, they declared with a shout, Full speed ahead! Faster! 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 But the pirates were ill-prepared for the onslaught that awaited them, for the naval ship quickly approached them. Oh, shit! Fire! Roger! The cannons erupted, sending shockwaves through the air as explosions rocked the sea. Nice one, Patty! Karn, go get them! The cooks cheered, as one of them pulled a wooden lever in the control room, announcing, Raising the fins! What is it this time? Krieg pondered aloud, his eyes scanning the unfolding scene while Luffy clung to the mast with panic. I'm sinking! Yet amidst the chaos, Sanji remained composed. If you pirates want to fight, then bring it. What's that? One of the submerged pirates questioned with alarm. A platform appeared from below the sea. Emerging from the depths of the sea, the sinuous fins of the mysterious creature gracefully intertwined with the Baraty, seamlessly connecting 2 expansive wooden platforms to the vessel. One stretched towards the prow, while the other nestled at the stern, effectively extending the battleground and offering ample space to fight the opposing pirates without destroying the interior of the restaurant. Cool, Luffy exclaimed with glee, while Don Krieg remarked, I see. They don't want us fighting inside and destroying the restaurant. All the better for us when we take that ship. Now I want that ship even more. One by one, the cooks readied themselves as they each took their post around the front of the ship. The pirates, however, sneered at the perceived insignificance of their opponents. Just what the hell can a couple of measly cooks do against us pirates? They scoffed. Undeterred, the cooks rose to the challenge. Don't you dare look down on us cooks of the sea! Come on! Show them the power of fighting cooks! Patty paddled as Karn retorted. Patty! Now's not the time to be distracted. We've got to aim for him. Together, they steered their vessel towards Don Krieg head-on. Prepare yourself, Krieg! Allow us to demonstrate the power of Barati's pride. Become soup for the fishies, they declared in unison, firing their cannons straight at their adversary. But their efforts were met with unexpected resistance. With a single hand, Krieg halted their advance. What? We're not moving! I'm Don Krieg, the man who'll rule all the world's oceans. Hey, that'll be me, Luffy retorted, but Krieg paid him little heed as he continued with a shout. I ain't got time to play around with the likes of you! With a display of strength that left them dumbfounded, Krieg hurled their vessel towards the floating restaurant. What? What strength? Sanji sighed at his co-workers. All talk and no substance. Useless bastards. Crap! We're gonna crash into the restaurant! With a swift motion, Sanji leaped into action. He then swung his left leg and kicked the naval ship away from the restaurant. Sanji! The cook said with awe, as Krieg's eyes widened in shock. He kicked it! Smoking his cigarette, Sanji basked in the moment and smiled at his foes.